Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to So Well Media here for episode 6 of Daredevil Born Again. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica's back. She's back.
Yes. But not only is she
here.
back, there has been a lot of development since we last seen her. And probably for Luke Cage too. He's not in this episode, but Mike, say the line.
What? She's black. She's mixed. She's a mixed child.
No. Yes, Jessica Jones is a mother.
Jessica Jones is in mommy mode, and also Kristen Ritter is also a mom as well. So
that's true.
That's kind of more making this character more her own and everything, and just like now this new season of her life, Jessica taking care of somebody, and then like it was, and also let's keep it buck. That house looked well paid for. That house was white as Christmas, and everything. So, but just say it was toys, second floor, probably property value, maybe a couple million or so. Maybe
probably
more than that.
Probably good basement in there. Lots of good space.
The bushes are trimmed. Yeah, you ain't in the slums of Harlem.
Who paying for that? Who's the hubby? We know what the hubby is. But where is he at this point? What's he doing? Where's Luke at?
So we start off the episode with return of Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones, and people come out of her house. But now I believe that was not Task Force, that the Anti-Vigilante Task Force, right?
Yeah, no. She says that it is Charles's guys. It's Matthew Lillard's guys. Whoever he fully is, those are her. Because she even says that they tried to recruit her, and hell, it sounds like recruited the other defenders as well. Like try to recruit them on his side, but they said no.
But no. But some of them said yes.
Oh yeah, some of them did say yes. So
that's why, and I'm confused because I'm like, the way she said, like, well, yeah, I said no, but some other people didn't. And I'm like, some of these heroes were hired, like it's like, so it's like, is that what they're doing? Just doing these special spec? I mean, think about, yeah, they got to pay the bills, they got child support anyway. But no, he's an active father in her life, at least in the comics, I believe. So, but yes, Phil, what was your thoughts in terms of, we also start off even after that, the funeral of Vanessa. Actually, at the end of the it wasn't before the funeral, that at her hospital bed, your deathbed, you called it, and I want to give you your flowers. You called it.
I said if the doctor don't save her, he dead too. She dies, he dies. I was right. Like, man, as soon as that fool walks in and trying to just talk to Wilson, I'm like, you're dead. You're a dead man. You keep fucking talking, you're a fucking dead man. And he kept talking, and he kept talking. Then he put his hands on him. Then he made the mistake of like, here, Wilson, let me give you a consoling hug. Wilson Fisk doesn't want a fucking hug, bro. You couldn't save his wife. You were dead the moment she died. Like, what? And Jessica Jones? Brother. That was an interesting way to reintroduce her character, especially the fact that she's got a kid and her kid's sitting there playing with a fucking pipe bomb.
Right, which probably wouldn't have bothered her.
Probably not.
Right.
Really strong way to open the episode for sure. And then, we get into a Italian funeral, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the priest was Italian. This episode was, if last episode was like the calm before the storm, this is the storm. This is the the storm is starting now. Like the fact that Jessica Jones and Daredevil went into their hiding spot and blew up the guns for Mr. Charles, or rather for Wilson Fisk that were meant for Mr. Charles. Like it's just a chain reaction. It everything from here on out is just going to be elevated, especially with the way the episode ends. We'll get to that later. But hot damn, this intro was spectacular, amazing. Even no, that's not no. Unfortunately, Spider-Man doesn't show up,
but he should at this point, given everything that fucking happened. Where the hell are you, Peter?
Yeah, J. King, what was your thoughts?
Well, first off, talking about Vanessa. Well, no, talking about that moment. Yeah, I was just like, you don't condole Wilson Fisk. You don't try to comfort him. Unless your name is Vanessa, you can't comfort him. I don't even think Buck or even Wesley could comfort him. It's like, no, the moment Vanessa died, that like the doctor should have not shown his face. He should have not shown his face. The moment he walked in there, I was like, you are a dead man. And you died a very terrible death. And no one gonna say shit. But talking about Jessica, man, the moment we saw Kristen Ritter's name in the opening title card for the episode, I was like, man, but I was not expecting them to actually, like, yes, it's been some time since Jessica Jones season 3, but the fact that now she and Luke had a kid, because obviously, like, she name drops the kid's name is Danielle, which is Luke and her's kid in the comics, who
Danielle
does
Cage.
have some, Danielle Cage, who does have some minor powers from both of her parents. I was not expecting them to drop, but I was expecting maybe she would explain some stuff like, the ending tease with Purple Man, which maybe we'll see, but not right now. But like explain so that I wasn't expecting her to have basically walked away from the superhero gig and probably the private eye gig as well. But just all of that was just a very big, it wasn't just a welcome home. It was a damn, so much has changed moment. It's like when you see somebody who I haven't talked to in so many years and you see all the type of stuff that they had been up to just from the image of what their life is. It was just one of those moments. Yes. It was one of those moments. And I'm just like, that's one of those moments I'm like, I just want to sit down and get to know what you've been up to in the last few years since we last saw you. I want to know all of the adventures, both motherhood and otherwise, that you've been up to. And I'm sure we're going to get more, because this ain't the last we're going to see of her in the season. Far from it. But I'm just like, man, it is great to have you back.
And you said something, to see the character in a different point in their lives, knowing that everything that she had gone through, and that get this like somewhat, I want to say not happy ending, but just like a happy life, or for the most part a better life than what she had when she was going through in the earlier first 3 seasons of Jessica Jones. And I forget it was 3 seasons. I forgot it was 2, but it was actually 3. And then to see them, like her being a mom, being kinder, to a little girl, and you would never have thought like this person will be in that position, be a mother. But that's how life is sometimes, where it's just like, hey, the blessing is that you do have to have that, create some, a childhood for somebody, that you didn't have before. And even when person that wasn't a people person, you end up creating people and taking care of them. Like, I think that was really, really powerful. But, and it's just like, I need enough, like, no being greedy, but I need either a presentation or I think a series. She deserves a series. We need, aside from WandaVision and Miss Marvel or whatever, we need another good female Marvel show, and actually one of the best ones to date, if you want to include Netflix, aside from WandaVision. Jessica Jones season 1, writing, everything top notch, right? At that time, in time of Marvel, Netflix, and everything, it was great. But to bring this character back, I was like, all right, so one, how did y'all rekindle your relationship with each other? How did that happen? Are you married? I don't think she's married, but I don't know. Like, it's like, are you separated?
We have no clue, because we don't know the status of Luke. Like, we know where Luke ended at the end of his season, but that's obviously his kid. So it's like, is he still in charge of Harlem, or did he give that up? Is he currently with Mr. Charles's group? Since a few of our street level heroes from back then decided to go with him. Like, we might find out in these next 2 episodes, but
I don't think there's no way. Also, I mean, again, I keep saying that baby was biracial. Like, if you're bringing Mike back or not. There's no way you're making this woman a single mom and not bringing Luke in this. That just no. And especially making the decision of bringing in Danielle and the age that she's in, because she's not pregnant. She's been pregnant. No. So it's like that. Anyway. I just feel great because, like, I'm older now, kids, stuff around the corner, whatever, for me and everything. And I'm just like, I'm in a position in my life right now. And I'm just remember when I was in high school watching her and you know all these other characters. And again, just like look how time flies. It's just so good to be back and see her just just being a mom. But anyway, now all hell raises off. In terms of the city, he's unhinged. Kingpin, but he's quiet. He's just like, I'm ready for someone to try me today because I'm not having it. Please, I'm just waiting for it. I'm not throwing shit everywhere and stuff, but I'm like, no, just try me. And then we get bringing back into Daniel, which it's his birthday today. He's kind of still recovering from what he did was probably just burying those skeletons and stuff. And that's in Kingpin's closet. But Buck, he's catching on to BB because she's being a little bit stupid, just kind of being fully obvious of what's going on. And I'm just like, come on, girl, don't do that. And we find out she doesn't really do it, but it's still the chip. I don't know why that stuff was still in your pocket. I mean, why'd you leave it in your apartment? Why did you on your computer? You had this for a while now, at least a couple episodes. So come on. But and he's visiting Daniel at his mom's house, his birthday and stuff. So, and now, a question to you, Phil, do you think that BB actually has feelings for Daniel, or is she just being a good journalist?
I think in the beginning, she was utilizing Daniel to, pursue some journalistic openings. However, there is a part of me that thinks, with the way that, that they've been hanging out, you could clock that it's a platonic friendship that could have blossomed into something romantic. And, I think Daniel honestly made the right call by backing away and telling her, your actions have basically rendered this moot, and I cannot save you because I am doing everything I can to protect you. He knows full well she's the leak, and that's exactly what Buck knows. He is in a very hard rock situation, right? Like he a rock in a hard place. He has no fucking clue what to do, and the fact that I feel like his mother was talking about, he's got opportunity, he's moving up in the world, he's such a smart boy. Juxtapose that with how he actually feels. He's terrified. He has no fucking clue what to do. He is scared shitless of Buck and Mayor Fisk. If anything, I think they have feelings for each other. It just happened to come out at the absolute worst time. Because look at the way the city is, look at the way Fisk is, and it even is like, before they go to his mom's house, it's that conversation they had, the raids need to stop happening. And Daniel says, well, the vigilantes killed his wife. And even she's like, dude, you saw it fucking happen. Don't be a spinner. And it's like, well, there's some very real world parallels going on, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen women on threads talk about, why is this person with this ex-political thing, this ex-political belief in my DMs, right? Like it's kind of evocative of that, but not quite, it's just very like, again, the real world parallels in this show continue to not surprise me, but surprise me at the same time.
JK, I want to talk about Buck, because we got a little more backstory to Buck in the last episode, but now he kind of has an interaction with Heather, who in this very, I don't want to call sadistic thing for her to get her release of emotional pain and trauma in a somewhat sexual way, but not in the way that at least I thought that scene was going to go. What was your thoughts in terms of that, of him allowing Heather to do that to him?
They both some freaks. That's all I can fucking say. They both like I'm just like, we are this close to Heather just becoming the new Muse. I think with each time we see her, my theory of her becoming Muse is just growing more and more and more plausible, and it's going to become to the point where she puts on that mask, and hell, almost like certain other characters in fiction, put on the mask and all of a sudden feel better. It's like she's not gonna feel better, and I think that's what Buck, I don't know if that was his intention or not, made happen with this episode. Like, you're not going to feel better till you're the one choking the person out, so you're in the driver's seat of that. And the only way she's going to feel that is becoming Muse. I feel like whether Buck meant for that to happen or not, he just contributed to the brand new Muse being created. And even if it doesn't happen within these next 2 episodes, or at least in the way that you probably would think, I'm pretty sure season 3, if Heather is still around, then season 3 is definitely a new Muse is here, and we will not even be surprised at who it is.
I got 3 words for you. Choke me, mommy.
What the fuck?
Anyway,
say that again.
I would say as we get into Daredevil and Kingpin, because at this point, as the political powers and stuff is rising up, before we even get to that, we see a conversation with the mayor and with one of, I forgot the lady's positions, whoever the other lady that was giving Spider-Man the key to the city.
Sheila, thank you. Yeah.
Sheila. Yeah, she's probably in the position of taking over as mayor. And there's a way the mayor of the city, and basically the governor has basically said there's a loophole around getting him out of office, stuff which kind of sees where the continuity leading to Spider-Man is taking place. But as we see this, the rise of protesting, we having this footage used of all the recording of the prisoners from Red Hook, and that now it's hiding up the crowd from being, angry as they're all wearing Daredevil masks and stuff like that. So, and it's kind of, I don't want to say jump the word insurrection, but it just kind of just feel like they're right in front of the mayor office, and it's just kind of like ready to pull up, a comic boys, finale of charging that place. But now it really is just more protest and hiding up by political propaganda and exposing the truth, while also the anti-vigilante force is just waiting for someone to pull a trigger, and one of them pulled the trigger on their own.
Yep.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on that?
We knew that was going to be the case, but it's just also the fact of like, it's specifically the guy that has helped the vigilantes, the one that saw all this happen at the end of season 1 and was like, I'm not feeling this, the one that Karen and Matt had captured. What was that, back at the end of episode 2 and into episode 3? I was expecting him to like shift and help Karen and Angela and them. I wasn't expecting him to get clapped right there and then. But once again, it's another thing of art imitating life, because it's like, we need to create an enemy, so we'll create it even if the enemy technically didn't do anything, because it's like, the vigilantes killed one of our own. Where are they? I don't see Jessica around. I don't see Spider-Man around. I don't see Luke. I don't see Daredevil. Who did that? But, create a narrative, and if enough people listen, or if you get the right angle, it's one of those things.
I just want Pal to eat his shit. I'm sick and tired of Pal. Pal needs to go, bro. Pal needs to go. That fool,
this season. Do not save him for season 3. This season.
So we know for sure that Buck, Wilson Fisk, Daredevil, there's one other character that are coming back for season 4 confirmed. And the way this episode ends, guys, I'm a little terrified. I might be right about something else too.
Yeah. Can now we see as the energy kind of rises in protests and everything, that and after that point, people are bumping into each other and pulling wigs and snatching wigs off and all that. And all of a sudden, Karen's revealed, and that dipshit found her, and basically got where he wants her. And but at the same time we're doing this, we're going to Daredevil actually approaching Wilson Fisk in his chambers, and he's like, I wouldn't expect to see you here, and he's just trying to say, listen, let's make an ultimatum, like, you leave and I'll leave New York, I'll leave New York. Look at this, this conflict it's just basically destroyed our city, and it's like, I need you to leave. Like, there's nothing that you can do, there's nothing you can take from me, that at this point I lost everything, and that means I have nothing to lose. So now he's just like, screw it. And then, but like, listen, imagine we never met. You never know. I never met you. Never met, Foggy. And he's like, no, I had enough of this. I'm killing your ass right now. And then they're fighting, creating a comic book pose, in slow-mo. Again, Marvel loves those. I'm gonna look back at
the issue of homaging those shots.
Yeah. But Phil, what was your thoughts on the fact that we see they come to a point like we've now been doing this for years, and either you're gonna kill me or you're not, and he knows it, and that he's not gonna kill him. And even then, he walks away. But where does this end for them at this point? Is like an eye for an eye, or he's like, or it means Kingpin gonna be dead at the end of the season, which we know he's not. But it's just to say of like, hey, well, how long is this conflict gonna go? We're just going in circles back at this point. People near us, we lose, our loved ones and stuff. I lost my loved one, even though I'm doing the same thing to other people. But what was your thoughts in terms of like that duality of both of them saying like, listen, I'm done. Gloves are off. Deal's off.
Well, I mean, they've been doing this fight for years. There's the famous alleyway fight between the two of them at the end of season 1. There's the prison confrontation in season 2 of Netflix. There's the final brawl at the end of season 3 between him and Poindexter and Kingpin. And now, we're here in the middle of season 4. Or sorry, I guess at this point it would be 5. Technically season 5, season 2 of Born Again. But them fighting, this is them, with Wilson Fisk has nothing to lose, whereas Daredevil has a couple things left to lose. So you can see it with the way they're fighting each other. Wilson Fisk is not holding back. Daredevil is holding back because he knows damn good and well at the end of the day. It's exactly what he told Karen. Vengeance is injustice. When she tried to kill Poindexter. It's the same concept. And I think him not killing Kingpin, that's just, you could chalk that up to comic book accuracy, you can chalk that up to beautiful writing, which it was. I'm just looking at it as like that's just an inherent core of who Daredevil is. He's not gonna do that, like this man has brought chaos and mayhem across Hell's Kitchen, and he needs to pay. But even Matt, knowing full well what is going on in the current system of New York, the justice system specifically, and now finding out that, this Mr. Charles guy is doing some Heroes for Hire nonsense, it's getting much too big for Matt to even wonder if the judicial system can still function after all of this. And I think that's why he does walk away, because he's still hopeful that he will put Wilson Fisk behind bars to some extent. He will make Fisk answer for all of this. It's just a matter of how. And right now we're at the powder keg literally getting ignited. This is the kickoff. Everything from here on out is going to be fucking ugly. And again, I have my thoughts, and I'm very, 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 very scared for Karen Page, because if they do what they do in the comics, then Matt will then be at the point where he has nothing left to lose.
Yeah, I will say that leading up to the episode, I don't know where, how things are going to resolve, because this felt like a before second last episode of season finale, but we got 2 more episodes left. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to show up, return. I'm kind of expecting a few people to come back and stuff, and more on top of the ones we get. And a part of me, I don't want to see the credits when I watch the next episode. I just want to be,
honestly, I think at this point we just need to turn around when the title sequence comes up, because it's like, and also thinking about it, I was thinking it too. I'm like, where could this go? Like, we have some of the set photos and trailer wise, at least as of the time of this recording, I think we've seen everything that has been shown. So it's like, where this could go, what happens to Karen, who else comes back, and if there is one more confrontation between Matt and Wilson before season 3, it's like, where do we go from here? Because this could literally go anywhere now at this point. Like, this could end like hell. This could end with fucking Purple Man coming back out of nowhere, and we would not know because it's like, ooh, where is this going? How is this going to go? Is Karen actually going to die? And again, I would like her not to, but this could be the case where both the protagonist and the antagonist lose their love interests in this season. Though, unlike the comics, it wouldn't be Bullseye. It would be Kingpin. Hell, Bullseye might actually go after Kingpin for killing Karen, if we're being honest here. So who knows?
Crazy. Yeah. And then also, I don't know what's gonna happen, and honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm along for the ride. Same. And you have fed me very well each episode, each week, these episode release and stuff, and I am perfectly okay not to be greedy and just wait for the main dessert, because appetizer and entree, I'm already full, and I still want more because it's so damn good.
It's time for dessert, boys.
Yeah, yes, it's time for dessert. And yeah, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share. Let us know your thoughts on episode 6 of Daredevil Born Again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so back again. I'm glad I'm watching this show with you guys. Make sure you follow Phil on his socials and everything. His links will be in the description box below. And we'll see you guys in the next video. We're almost there. All right, peace.